Upaitu mam devasaka kirtischa manuna saha pradurbhutosmi rashtresmin kirtivriddhim dadatu me. Upaitu means I am again appealing, or we are appealing. Deva Sakha, friendliness with the Devas. We want to have, what is the attitude we want to have with the Devas? Friendliness. Not beggars, okay? We always end up going begging to the Devas. No. We want to be friendly with the Devas. This is Swami Yogananda has written. And he said, don't beg of God, demand of God. Be friendly with God.
We negotiate with him.
Negotiate with God. Good one. Deva Sakha, Upaitumam. So I'm appealing that this is the attitude that I wish. Deva Sakha, Kirtischa Manunasaha. Okay, that's very interesting. Now, this is something that I have not explored enough, and I keep telling myself, you need to, I haven't done it, is the concept of Manu. Manu. You know, Manu always we term is the cosmic ruler for a certain period in our concept of time, right? So do you know who the Manu is ruling now? Vaivasvata. How to find out when you do these pujas? No, the priests will do their sankalpa. You listen to them. They will tell you which Manu is up. You'll get the name of the Manu. Because you have to establish the time, the place and everything. So we are under the rulership of Vaivasvata Manu. Now, the next one is Savarni. Savarni is the next Manu who's going to come, and the Devi Mahatmyam is important for that. Because this is goes in a cycle form. So the Manus, and if you want to, each Manu has his own retinue of rishis and Gandharvas and all of that. What is that all about? I don't know. What exactly does Manu stand for? All I know is it's a concept of a cosmic ruler because he rules. This is a Manvantara. Vaivasvata Manvantara we are now. Okay, so, but here.
If it is Vaivasya, then what is important? You said in Savarni, next Manu that is coming, Devi Mahatyam is...
The text will indicate that, because in the text we're talking about who became that Manu, who got to that position. A Manu comes in the Devi Mahatmyam. So Raja Suratha becomes that Manu, which is our next Manu who's going to come. After this Manvantara is over. This Manvantara is Vaivasvata. I think the Devi here, Vaivasvata is Tarini, I think. I'm not so sure though. Somewhere I must have read it. So I'm not sure on that. So what we are saying is, we already said friendliness with the Devas, right? But with regard to the Manu, what do you want? Kirti. What does Kirti mean?
Fame.
Fame.
Name.
Recognition. Okay. So we would like recognition, even in a small way, whether we admit it or not. We can be saying, I'm so low profile and everything. But deep inside your heart, you're saying, I would like to be recognized. I'm telling you, it's like, okay, so-called I try to play the low profile game as most of the time. Okay, but still I have to admit, I was in Portland for 10 days recently. In all the 50 years of living in this country, nobody recognized me like the way Portland did. Did it make me feel good? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. You know, at the museum, at the library, they had South Asian American Festival, it was, you know. I was given a chance to speak about 50 years of living as an immigrant in this country. I've never had a chance to do that. All that I went through when I came in the 60s. It was important. You know,
Do you view it as a weakness? The yearning for recognition?
As long as you don't overdo it. Because I think I have to admit, it's kind of natural.
Yeah, human tendency.
Yeah, I mean, you do good. You do good. Most of the time you do good because of just innately you want to do good. But once in a while, if somebody recognizes it, it feels good. It sure feels good, right? Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
Well, I mean, what else?
Because sometimes I feel like guilty. Like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. I figured if it's balanced, it's enough. It would be okay. So, 2009, I moved here, right? I love this city. Okay, there's lots of stories as to why I love this city. Because the only place I called home was Petaluma. So 2010 onwards, Petaluma's birthday is on April 12th. Okay, because I did the research because of the city seal and everything. That's how I got to know. Because nobody knew in Petaluma what that city seal, but to me, she's a Devi because of other stories behind. That's why I'm here. Anyway, so I would take cake. Safeway here makes a very good carrot and cream cheese. Huge cake with the ranch style design and everything, and quietly take it to the city hall. Because all these guys sitting behind the desks are making the city going, right? So in the beginning, I would give it to the city clerk, who I knew. But 2 years ago, I saw her push it under her desk. And I said, why are you doing that? Oh, we're not supposed to receive anything like this. So I was thinking, all these years, what this lady has been taking it home maybe and not giving it to the other people. Who knows? I don't know. I never asked. But I felt bad because I don't like to do anything underhanded like that. So I have a very good friend, Teresa Barrett, who's a council person. By the way, she's going to run for mayor. Seth. Teresa's going to run. Please vote for her. Yeah, because she's the only one who cares about this city. And so I said, Teresa, I've been doing this, but I don't like to do it underhanded. She's very, very fast, sharp. Next day, email, coast is clear, you can take it straight to the city manager.
Wow.
The cake. So, and he wasn't there, I gave the cake with a little note, thank you for all the... Get this flood of emails from the city workers. Did it make me feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent, it was April 12th, recently I took it in. Again, the manager was not there. I was hoping to see him because the city hall doesn't have the seal. Seth, we have the seal on the ramps that goes to the highway and everything. We have it on the police station, but we don't have it on City Hall, the city seal. So I thought I will have a dialogue with the city manager and see why is it that we don't have a city seal. Okay, but didn't see him. But sure enough, he sent a thank you note, and the mayor did too. So I had to write to him saying, they sent thank you letters to me. I said, no need, because when you enjoy it, I know you're already thanking me. I left it at that. There I had to put a stop because I really didn't want them to send me all the time thank you notes. See what I'm saying? I had to put the stop myself. As much as I enjoyed it, I figured I had to put the stop myself. Okay. So far on Manu. So what we are saying is, so if there's a cosmic, in the olden days, when the kings were ruling, if the king understood what you were doing and recognized your effort, you were rewarded, right? In the olden days, kings, that was it. If you are in the good books of the king, it meant a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it is wonderful to be recognized by the king. Now, if the Manu is the cosmic ruler of the world, we like to be recognized by him. And that's the appeal. Kirtischa Manuna Saha. Now, some editions do Manina Saha. I prefer not that. Because Manina has to do with gems, so it doesn't make sense to me. Because Sakha is Deva Sakha is there, and Manuna makes more sense. Manuna Saha. There. Pradhurbhustosme Rashtrismin Kirti Vriddhim Dadatme. So now this is being expanded here. In order to get Kirti Vriddhi, suppose you get Kirti Vriddhi today and not anything afterwards.
Eventually.
You want a progression in Kirti. It's so natural, I'm telling you. It's so naturally practical too. In human nature, it's Kirti Vriddhi Dadatume. Give me progressive recognition. Okay? The best part is Pradurbhutosmi Rashtresmin. I'm born here. I belong here. So those days people didn't travel like the way we do. So wherever they were born and wherever they lived, they were loyal to that. Now, Rashtra, the concept of nation, is very beautiful in the Vedas. She's considered a Devi, Rashtri. Aham Rashtri Sangamini Vasunam is in the Devi Suktam. The nation, the concept of nation is a goddess. Is a devta. Not goddess, I should stay away from that word. It's a devta. So, Pradurbhutosmi Rashtresmin. This is where they are asking, I'm after all born here. So, give me recognition, progressive recognition. So, they are connecting the place of birth and the nation. Here is it's an interesting angle into their thought. Pradurbhutosmi, I'm born here.
Oh,
So in my daily prayers, I always say, Rashtra Devo Bhava, Desha Devo Bhava. Or Namaha, Rashtra Deva, Desha Deva, Pranta Deva, Nagara Deva, Grama Deva, Griha Deva, Sthana Deva. There are devatas and all, And I always keep the North American continent in mind, California map in mind when I say this, and Sonoma County in mind, because that's how it goes. That is the relevancy of wherever we are. Wherever we are is a holy place, okay?
Yeah.
Wherever we are is a holy place. No need to look at Kashi, Banaras as the only holy place. Wherever we are is holy. So
it'd be nice to learn what you say.
I'll give it to you. I even pray to the Rakshasas and Daityas too. If it,
Just be happy. Don't hurt me.
no. You needed a Ravana to know the value of Rama.
Yeah.
How would you know the value of Rama? How will you know the value of what this country is going to become had it not been for Trump? That's the way I look at it.
I'm very sympathetic towards Ramana.
You are? Why?
Because he was a thorough gentleman. I mean, he didn't
Yeah,
do anything.
except one mistake which
Yeah.
ruined him.
I mean, he did abduct Sita, but he kept her in that Vatika, and she was quite safe there. He didn't.
She has something to add to it.
Yeah. Because he has a shapa that if he touches any lady without her interest in him, he will die on the spot.
Oh, okay, that one I
But
didn't know.
all the other women, he kind of, killed their husbands or, bought them by money.
Oh,
Or,
that part I didn't know.
There's another part because Ramayana told lots of versions, right? He cannot touch her because she was Mandodari's daughter in a previous birth,
Oh.
Sita.
Sita. So Mandodari would stop him from accosting her.
But
So
also, I mean, wasn't it very what happened to his sister wasn't very nice. I mean,
why?
because you don't cut off somebody's a man to cut off a woman's nose. And
What was
ear.
she up to? She could see Sita is married to Ram. Lakshman is already married. Was her motivation good? What was she up to?
But people married multiple times way back then.
She had a mission.
But then you
Son.
don't cut off somebody's nose.
That's
Not
the way
right.
it is. Well, you know what? Okay, glad you said
I
that.
think it was
Glad.
symbolism, not katjana.
No, wait.
But the ears.
Listen. That's very important. I'm so glad you mentioned it. You know why? When I was in Greece, all the Devata statues there?
Oh, they're all not having.
Do you know what they have done?
Chop them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cut their noses off.
Yes.
Cut their hands off.
Oh,
Why?
Why you tell me who are the people who did it? Would the Grecians who believed in those
No.
Devatas did it?
No.
Who did it?
Obviously,
the Turks.
The Christians and the Turks.
as an agitation.
And also some Gothic people. There were so many invaders.
So they have that in their culture too.
Yeah, I mean, so there was this guide, and there's one group tour I went. I don't like group tours. So the first day I went because I just wanted to see what is good to see and what I could go on my own. So I remember him talking about these statues, and I said, "Hey, I know why they cut out, because they were cutting out the power involved in it. To mutilate that they felt good. The ones who are mutilating, they felt good doing it, but they also know the power involved in a face, power involved in hands. They never cut the legs off.
No. Interesting.
The hands and the face is what they did. Yeah, see, so cutting power off. So it felt very sad. I struggled because I'm doing this special ritual, for Demeter. I'm looking for a Demeter that has a face that's not mutilated.
May I attain a relationship of friendliness with the Devas, and may I be worthy of recognition by Manu. May you bless me with progressive recognition for my works here.
Okay. Okay, next one, let's read. Chutpipasam malam jeshtam alakshmim nashayamyaham abhutim asamriddham cha sarvan nirnudame grihat. Chut, hunger, pipasam, thirst, malam, filth. All these are preconditions. All these represent what? Alakshmi. See what Alakshmi? Hunger is Alakshmi.
Oh,
Thirst is Alakshmi. Filth is Alakshmi. See where we are going with this? Okay. Jeshtam Alakshmi. These are all conditions of Alakshmi.
So if I drink water, that means Lakshmi became Lakshmi.
Yes. You have changed that condition into Lakshmi. But you will see it's much more than that because it relates to obviously your role as the head of a household or the head of a kingdom. That will become very obvious in this, you will see. Here is a declaration, by the way. Nashayamyaham, no longer in the we. This is I. I take it upon myself to destroy such alakshmi conditions. If you think of a head of a household, I take it upon myself to make sure that my family gets fed. My family gets, you can go beyond what kind of food. You're talking about material, regular food? Yes. Are you talking of spiritual food? Yes.
Okay.
Are you talking about thirst? Yes. Are you talking about hankering for the divine? Yes. All of that. Malam is easy, filth. We have went over that. All these are conditions that I take it upon myself that I will nashayamyaham. I will remove it. Now your duty is what comes in the next one. Tells what the universe to do. Abhutim asamriddhim cha sarvan nirnuda megrihat. Therefore, all these things are stuff that can come from outside, right? If there is filth, there's filth coming from outside, right?
Yes.
And if there is lack of the, let's say if we are hungry, but where does the food come from? It has to come from outside, right? Externally. So he says, so what you're saying is, sarva nirduda megrihat, the lack of these things, abhutim asamriddhim cha, meaning lack. The lack of all these things, all of it, remove it from my home.
Nirnuda means?
Remove, like remove from my home. Sarva nirnuda megrihat.
So the filth is just a metaphor, or is it really filth?
Both. As I said, we always are going on parallels. Parallel thinking. It's both.
Amma,
It's both.
can you pronounce this word one more time?
Abhutim asamriddhimscha. Asamriddhimscha. Sometimes you will say vr, but I go for mr. Abhutim asamriddhimscha sarvan nirnuda megrihat. Sarvan, all of it. So the universe has a role to play in it too. They always say if you're craving for a teacher, crave, the teacher will come to you one way or the other. You'll end up somewhere. I mean, you're going to meet the teacher or whatever, but the universe is delivering the teacher to you in that sense. Hunger, thirst, filth, preconditions in my place. Lack of provisions, progress in the environment. Don't let that happen. I need provisions. I need whatever it takes to be progressive, to come from the environment, to be available in the environment so that I can access it. Right? Very simple, actually. Okay, Neeraj, actually, you want to...
I declare that I will destroy Alakshmi. The precondition to be removed. by assuaging hunger and thirst and destroying filth. May you remove from my home, environment, the lack of provisions and progress.
Yeah, see, we have a habit, I don't know if you all do it, but the pot that contains the rice, for instance, we never empty it completely. Leave a few grains, even as you're finishing, the rice is over, the rice grains are over, leave a little bit in there, we do, because we just don't want it completely depleted. This is a custom we have in Kerala. We never deplete a container that has rice. Okay, we just leave a few grains in there. So I think it's kind of ties in with all of this, you know. Shall we move on to the next one? गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां त्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम्. You already know, we have said that this was an agriculture-based time, right? People had cows and they had grew grain and everything. So this is all coming, this particular one is particularly coming out of that fact. You know what Karishanim is? Manure. The role of manure, you'll see how important that is. Well, how is manure being described? Gandhadwaram. How, I don't know, have you driven on Interstate 5? What's that place? Kettleman City or someplace like that? Kolinga. When you go to even Bakersfield, when you go to and around Kolinga, you don't even have to get to the city, okay? You can have the windows all rolled with the car. Still, you will get the smell of Karishanim.
Here also, I mean,
Oh, here, Petaluma is ridiculous. Do you get it in Santa Rosa?
yes, of course.
Oh, Gandhadwara. Oh, it's hot. It gives me a headache sometimes. It's so strong, the smell of the manure. Okay, Gandhadwara. So that Gandhadwaram Duradarsham. That means this this power that is so strong. How do I know it? By Gandha, by its smell.
What is Duradharsh?
Even from far.
Oh.
Even from far you can get the smell. You don't have to be in the proximity of manure to get the smell.
What is Karishini?
Manure. Karishanim is manure.
What is Nitya Pushta?
That's what I'm coming to.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. But what is it also? It is Nitya Pushta.
Nitya
It's
is
a
daily.
Every day.
Every day, always. Nitya is every day, always. Pushtam, nourishing. Nourishing. Fertilizer. Good fertilizer, right? Manure makes the good fertilizer. And how do they refer to that? Ishwari. Giving it the title of Ishwari Sarvabhutanam. So look how manure has been elevated here so
I
high.
know.
Such a high place it's being given, okay? And I'm telling you, we don't give enough thought, but in the olden days, or even now in the villages, they don't throw the cow manure away.
Yeah.
What do? First of all, there are homes that hey, by the way, that temple there, we had manure spread.
Here? Oh.
Not cows, but horses. And Seth, I didn't know that. I saw Micah bringing this manure and spreading it there. I said, where'd you get this from? He said, from the high school. I said, how did you get it from the high school? The day he wanted manure and he was planning to go to the fields, he lives near, not too far from the high school, he was driving. The students were so mad at the principal that they had dumped horse manure in front of the principal's office. And that's the manure, because he does the old system of manure because you won't have insects coming.
Yeah, that's what
Yes. Yeah.
That's what they do. The insects would come if you smear the floor with manure or the walls with manure. And then they use it for fuel too, right? In addition to being used as a fertilizer. So, Ishwarim, so gives it the rulership. Ishatva is rulership. Sarva Bhutanam Tvam Ihopa Hvayesharayam. So I'm calling on you. constant nourishing. Now, what is manure? It is a byproduct, is it not? In us, our byproduct is this. Are you familiar with the term? Vasanas.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Our tendencies are our vasanas. What happens at death? Your stula sharira is dissolved. It goes back to the Panchabhutas who claim it. All the five
Stula is the
principles,
physical?
stula, is this the physical sharira, goes shiyate iti sharira, that which disintegrates. Okay? So it goes to where it came from, our physical stula sharira. Karana sharira is what brought about our birth in the first place.
Karma.
Karana sharira, the causal body. Okay, there's a lot behind that. I won't go behind. That's not of much value here. What is of value is our sukshma sharira. Sukshma sharira is what? Our subtle body. It is the subtle body that exits from this body, hangs around for a while till it finds the right equipment to get into. Just like you those who know chemistry have all those free bonds or whatever.
Yeah.
So when kids complain about their parents, I say, no, you chose them. They didn't choose you.
Yeah.
That's true.
You chose them. That truth is there in our philosophy. It's there in Buddhism. It's there very well developed in Buddhism because they will guide you. I belong to a lineage called Drikung Kagyu, and we get the training what to do when you know you're dying so that you can guide your next birth. It's a very heavy training called POWA, PHOWA. So anyway, so the Sukshma Sharira, what does it go take with it?
Vasanas.
Fragrance. Gandhadwaram, fragrance. Vasana, fragrance.
Fragrance. Okay.
So in the Bhagavad Gita, you will see chapter 15th will tell you, Purushottama, that is what is read after death for 10 days. We read for the sake of the soul, more for those who, by the way, he has done a marvelous job of taping it. He did something to the sound, Seth did to that when we did the chapter on the 15th chapter of the Gita. It's like I'm in a big hall, this is taking place, very nice because we did it for somebody who lost the mother. We read that mostly for those who remain behind because it's hard on them when somebody passes away, okay? So in that one, it describes that like the way the fragrance travels, that's how the vasanas go into another body.
I see.
The vasanas are
Tendencies, our tendencies.
Is the subtle body that
we
has
carry.
In our sukshma sharira, it goes in our subtle body.
So you said that the vasanas carry to another body.
Yeah, so that determines our vasanas determine our parents and the body we are going to have.
Oh, okay. So in the next birth.
Yeah, next birth. Yeah,
So we carry the same vasanas through this entire.
through several births.
Oh my goodness.
Several births. They say there is something happens at number 7. There's a little bit of a cutoff there. That's why when we do prayers to ancestors, we go back 7 generations during marriage and all that.
Right.
Nandi Shraddha, when they do, they go back 7. What do the Native Americans think? They also consider the 7. Think of the 7 generations they talk about it. So 7 is a number associated with the ancestors. So some cutoff takes place. I don't know exactly what. But otherwise, we are carrying it over. That's why some child is born and then that child gets into music and is such a prodigy. Our explanation is it's a carryover. Like my teacher said, the way that I'm able to get into these texts, a carryover. I also think I must have been a Turkish person in my life. Because when I sing, all the Turkish people think I'm Turkish. So who knows where we are coming from? Who knows, So that's the way our vasanas are our byproducts. Remember that. We are making those byproducts right now, the way we live. And that's going to go into the next next birth. Ishwarim Sarva Bhutanam Twami Hopa Shriya. So we are calling upon this phenomenon, but it's not simple calling. I think we should work with it too. It's not a simple calling. Here, let's say in the agricultural concept, it is we need the manure and we need it and all makes sense. But when we think of vasanas and all, you cannot be without vasanas. There are good vasanas and bad vasanas too, but they're all vasanas regardless.
How do we recognize these vasanas
Well,
that
are
these
not good?
patterns?
Well, we have tendencies, right? Okay,
What is the vasana I got in this life? What is the vasana that I
we are already, by the way we are living, by the thought processes we are having, by the actions we are doing, we are building tendency. We will know, okay, I had a tendency to spend too much money on plants.
O ruler of all entities, Shriyam, knowing that my vasanas, as potent as they are, have to be used via dharma for enrichment, I call upon you to make your presence felt here.